Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to All Under the Squirrel Tree. Still backwards, still working on it. Have a little faith. I have Temu stuff. Not lots and lots, but lots of Temu stuff. So, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to get these out of the way first. Stencils. Same as the other ones that I bought primarily at this point for embroidery. I will trace the pattern onto, let's see, I brought this out. It's not quite big enough, but it'll help. Onto some fabric and then embroider it. This is kind of like those, atomic kitties from the 50s and 60s. So yeah, and it was $2.46. And then I got this little kitty, not this little kitty, and he's $1.50. And same thing. And then, because I don't pay attention to things, I got this one. But this one's bigger. So this one will probably end up being a wall hanging. The other one will probably end up going on a shirt or maybe gifted to a friend. I don't know. But he was only $1.32. So stencils, Temu stencils are really great. I really, really like them. This one now I got, this was $2.05, and it is I'm hoping you can see that. Kitty, oh, black kitty cats. Kitty cats spelling out the word love. Love that. Really, really love that. It was, what did I say it was? $2.35? No. Really? $2.05. What's next? What's next? Okay, so, I know I've often spoke about my kid Nick, who travels for their job, and they used to bring me keychains, but I now have about 50 pounds of keychains hanging up on my wall. So I requested that instead of keychains, they bring me postcards. Plus then they can write, on the back of the postcard, they can write where it was, what the weather, they can write a little something. But I wanted to figure out how to display them, so I got this little photo album, and this was $5.59. And I realized after that I see these at Value Village and, I don't get to go to Tully's very often anymore, but at thrift stores and even Dollarama for a lot less than $4.59. However, it's cute, and I wanted to have a new one for the new thing. It's actually a photo album, but it's just the right size for postcards, and they slip into this little pocket here. It's sealed on the bottom so they don't slide through. Some of them will slide through. So there's that, and I'm looking forward to, right now they're in Trinidad for their grandma's funeral and spend some time with their dad. But they go to so many wonderful places, and it's always such a joy listening to them talk about, where they were, what they saw, who they met, all kinds of things like that. So, okay, $5.09 I paid for these. These are 14 pieces of shelf supports. Come on, you can do it. And they're just little plastic ones. They're not going to hold up like a great big heavy shelf with loads of stuff on it. But they will hold up, a lighter shelf with lighter stuff on it. Especially if you put, you know, maybe 3 of them together. They do have adhesive back. That word, I was kept thinking elastic. No, that's not right. Adhesive back on them. And they have holes in them, so you can actually nail them, screw them, whatever, to the wall, which is what I will do. But the adhesive will actually keep them in place while you're doing that. So awesome. I've got a couple of spots in my apartment where I can, you know, it's just empty closet space that I could put another little shelf in and put some lighter stuff on. Do you remember how I said no more cross stitches? Several times I've said no more cross stitches. Well, I didn't get a cross stitch. I got so excited. It's actually a paint by number, customized paint by number, and it was $10.84. It's huge. Honestly, I didn't think it was going to be anywhere near this big. It's just absolutely massive. Does it say on it where it is? What it is? 50 centimeters by 40 centimeters. I don't know what that is in, as I say, in real. Yeah, it doesn't say it anywhere, but it's big. I hope it's not too big, because they, you know. Anyway, this is the picture that it's going to be. It comes with all the paints that you need, hopefully. It even comes with a little hanger. And 3 different types of brushes. Guide in case you mess up the... Does this say how big this is? But even this is huge. No, but that's okay. If you need to know it in inches, use one of those little online calculator things. But yeah, but this is the picture that I put that there for the time being, that it's supposed to be, that it will be. This is my friend Mika and her husband Rick and their daughter, well, their daughter Amanda. And this picture is a couple of years old. They have since sent me other ones, but I love that one. And they are sunshine in my life, so sunflowers are appropriate. Now, I'm going to put that there and hope that it all stays together. So another little sunshine in my life is my next door neighbor's granddaughter. I know I've mentioned her before. She is a sweetheart. She's 6 years old, 5 or 6 years old, and she loves squirrels probably as much as I do. So I got her this hat. It was $4.75. It has the plastic in it to help it keep its shape. Sort of did. But it's just a really pretty little pastel watercolor rainbow effect type thing. And I have a patch that says Squirrel Patrol, and I'm going to attach it to the front of this and make her a Squirrel Patrol hat. So, and then I'm going to stop giving her squirrel things because I don't want her mom to get mad at me. Yeah, I've given her, so far I've given her a little poster of hugging squirrels, and I've given her a tote bag that had a princess squirrel on it, and now this. It's okay. Oh, these things, okay. Now, if you're going to buy these now, they're $8.65, but I did not pay that much. I paid $3 something for them. And they're 50 pieces, and I have opened one up already to try it. The only English word on it is cool, right here. But they are cooling patches, and I don't know, I have to look into them. They are definitely cool. I mean, just, they're not out of the, they've not been in the fridge or anything like that. They've just been in the bag here, and they are cool. And I don't know how long they last for. I will let you know. You know, great if you have like a fever, or, well, today's not so bad, but we've got some really hot days ahead, and have one on the back of your neck, that type of thing. We'll see. We'll see how they work. We'll see how safe they are. And I will keep you updated. But yeah, so $8.65 for 50 pieces if you're going to buy them now. Although you might get them on sale too. There's a lightning deal or something. What else have we got going on? This is the second time I've done this video, by the way. I'm getting better at remembering where the lens is. Yeah. I got these. Yeah, the second time, because the first time I didn't delete any of my other videos, so I only had like 23 minutes of recording time, and I still had 1 or 2 items to go at the 22-minute mark, so I was like talking really fast and trying to get through it really quickly, and I thought, no, that's not going to work, so start over again. Scissors. Yes, I know. Opal's looking at them like, Mommy, they scare me. $4.28. They are nice and long. Now, I've gotten Temu scissors before and was initially pleased with them, but eventually, you know, once I used them, really disappointed with them. They were stiff, and they are as long as these, but the blades were only like this long. Just little teeny tiny short blades. Good, strong, and sharp, but they didn't open well. Oh, I hear puppies out there. So I'm happy with those. I'm just going to put them in here. And they were pretty much the same price as the other ones too, I think. Around $4 or $5. These ones were $4.28. So hopefully they'll hold up better than the other ones. What else do we got in here? What else do we have in here? Let's see if we can switch this around a little bit. Stop me from leaning over all the time. Oh, speaking of scissors, I got these cute little scissors. And these were $1.39. See the bag? See, $1.39. But they're little foldy scissors. Now see, when I grabbed them out of the bag and I went like this because I've also ordered a pair of pince nez. Just a little, there's no arms on them, just little nose glasses. Half for fun and half, you know, to see if they work as well or better for me than with the arms. But these, you pull them out and pop them open, and then you use them, and they are sharp. They cut really well. Yes, I know they do. And then you do the same thing to close them up. Fold them up. And I thought these would be the ideal thing to keep in my purse. Because you never really know when you might need a little pair of scissors. And those are safe because you can't cut your, the points are, you know, covered up. Me and my never-ending quest for the perfect cup of coffee, for a cup of coffee. I love my Keurig, but the pods get expensive. So I've been trying to find a alternative so that I can still use my brewed coffee, like my coffee grounds, and have a nice cup of brewed coffee, but not spend all the money on the Keurig cups, which is also a bit of a waste. Even though the ones that I use, you can put in the compost. Like we have compost bins outside our, not compost bins, but organic waste bins outside our building, so you can put the pods in there because they dissolve. But that's enough of that. I got this little 282, which I thought was a really good price for it, if it works. And you sit it on top of your cup, which I have, excuse me. Thank you. And you put your coffee in there. And then I think you press it down a little bit with this thing. I'm going to look at the, how-to-dos. And then you just cover it up and let it steep for a few minutes. Do you steep coffee? Anyway, I'm hoping that it works. I got filters that I can cut down a little bit just to, because I hate coffee grounds in the bottom. It's hot and sticky and itchy. Coffee grounds in the bottom of my cup. 284, and slightly disappointed, but only in the fact that I'm afraid it might not fit into my machine. It's a die cutter die of a squirrel, and it's got a scarf and some leaves and an acorn, and I'm hoping that on an angle it will fit into my machine. If not, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, but 284 for that. And then we're getting to the end of it, folks. I got these. Now, I know I mentioned before, my friend Catherine has a little group. I shouldn't say a little group. It sounds like I'm, not in... she has a group called Bags of Love Toronto. And her and a couple of friends, and me included, will gather up items that either new Canadians or unhoused folks or women who are just setting up, families who are just setting up in a new home after leaving a bad situation, or any situation where somebody might need a couple of things. They do their best to help establish that. And as I said, they also look out for the unhoused folks downtown Toronto here. There's, unfortunately and very sadly, a lot of them. But I got 3 of these for $3.53, and they are emergency blankets. Now these ones are 100, see, there we go. Do inches, please, man. Some people are old. 130 centimeters by 210 centimeters. That's the smallest size, but I've unfolded one once before a long time ago, and they will easily go around your shoulders. They keep in some of the body warmth. You keep off the rain and snow. And for $3.53 or whatever I said for the 3-pack is awesome. And these are the kind of things that now in Canada, at least, I don't know what it's like other places, but in Canada, to order on Temu, you have to have a minimum of $35. So quite often when I order something, it will be $32 or $33 or something like that. I pop a couple of them in the order to bring it up to $35. There's other things that I do as well. They have I've ordered some of them too, but they're not here yet. Little can openers. Just things like that. Anything to make it a little bit easier when life isn't always so easy. Now for my buddy down the hall, many years ago, like probably 40 years ago, they had an accident, an industrial accident, and lost a very large portion of the flesh on their arm. And the skin now over it is tissue paper thin. And because we both like to go for little walks out in the sun. It's supposed to be covered all the time outside so that it doesn't get sunburned, because there's hardly any skin tissue there to protect the muscle and everything. So the doctor suggested any kind of sleeve, shirts with sleeves, whatever sleeves. I got these, and they're just very, very light, very cool, and cool. Aqua X, it says, but this is around the wrist part. This is around the upper arm part. It is very stretchy, but not tight, because he's been wearing it, and which really makes me happy, because sometimes, you know, he's living with dementia, and sometimes something new doesn't always go over well. But this, he actually leaves it on, I think because it looks kind of cool on. But they were 2 pairs for $2.20. And he only needs to wear one. So that's like 4 separate sleeves. That's going to get him through the whole summer. They'll wash a few times before they fall apart. They're not like heavy duty, but they don't need to be. You know, it's his forearm. It will, he's not digging in the dirt and gardening and, you know, stuff like that. So, perfect. And for anybody else who spends a lot of time with their arms out and, you know, exposed in the sunlight. It's a good price for them. Oh, more stencils. $1.77. If I'm looking a little spacey, it's because I have actually figured out that my lens is right there. And when I look at the lens, I look like I'm making eye contact, except that I'm keep forgetting to. So I know every now and then I kind of wander off. Bear with, I'll get used to it. So yeah, what did I say? $1.77 for these 4 small but cute stencils. I did think they were going to be a wee bit bigger. Some made me think they were going to be like about 1 inch bigger, but that's okay. They'll still work for what I want them for. I just like little patches and filler. I got so much up on my walls, as you can see, but there's all these little gaps, so I figured I'll just do some little things to fill in the gaps. So we got this pretty little kitty cat, and this interesting kitty cat, and this magnificent kitty cat, and this pretty kitty cat. Yeah, so I like these, and 4 stencils for $1.77. That's, you know, I mean, they can go on anything. You can stencil these on anything. I just happen to have chosen them for embroidery patterns. You do tattoos with them. You can do anything with them. Anything. What else would be? Oh, pins. It wouldn't be a Temu haul if I didn't get some kind of jewelry. This was $1.75, and unfortunately, it's extremely true. I'm so, and especially since I'm not one to talk, because anyway, it says, I am silently correcting your grammar. I gotta figure out a little so that I can show these things. But yeah, it just says, I'm silently correcting your grammar. And yeah, like I said, I do that. And my own grammar is not that great. However, it bugs me when people say things like 3 a.m. in the morning. Or noon o'clock. Anyway. And then I got this one, which is really cute. Cat scan. And it's just a little Squint, squint, let's see how ugly we can get. Just really cute little x-ray of a cat skin. So that will go on my vest. And this was 67 cents. It's a ring sizer. It's very stiff, so it's kind of hard to get around your finger and hold. And it also, I think this may have been a waste of 67 cents, to be totally truthful. Very hard to see the numbers. So yeah, they've got better ones than this if you want to buy a ring sizer. I just wanted to keep one handy in my bag in case, you know, like sometimes you're out at the thrift stores and you'll see a ring and you don't know how big it is, and you know, just if you try it on and get it stuck. I just thought 67 cents it would be kind of useful to have, but this one is not. And this was $1.59, which actually is really good price given the seems like the quality of it seems really good. I just saw it's got some plastic on it somewhere to peel off. Or no, that just might be a little off the edge. Yeah, where it's cut. It's just a little pill holder. It's a very pretty color. But I bought it because I do wear, like, I'll wear several rings at once, and through the day my hands will swell. So I thought, okay, this is ideal. I bought other things for the same purpose, but they just weren't quite the right. This one seems like it's going to be better. So I can take them off and keep them safe, and hopefully they'll fit. But yeah, so I like that, especially for $1.59. And then the final thing in here, I believe. Yep, final thing are these little blades. Now, I've talked about all my sun catchers. I've got things up on the window that were taped up that I'm having a real hard time getting the adhesive off. And I did get some, they're like little wipes, glue remover wipes, and they work really well. But I'm going through them at a really quick rate. So, also, this could be used well for, they're called scrapers, marketed as scrapers, but for cutting like foam core board or something like that. And it says here, press to open. You still have to be very careful, and you press down on this little ridged thing here, and it pops it open, and you take the blade out, and very carefully turn it around, put it back in very carefully. Blades and I do not get along. Anything sharp and I do not get along well. And then on the other side from where you push to open it is another little lever, and you push that, and then that locks the blade in place. And it does hold it really well. And then to put it back, you just do the same thing on the other side there. Press to open. Carefully, I just keep saying carefully because I can't stress that one enough. These are actual razor blades. They're very sharp. Which is why I thought, you know, they'll be great for this foam core board when I have to cut it. Turn it around so that the protected side is up, and then hit the press to close. Just make sure it's down, and then this is secure in there. And these are 2 pieces of these for $1.39. So, I'm happy with everything today. Yeah, everything. I usually am with Temu. So, I'm really, really, really glad that you hung around. My sign's over there. I'm not going to reach to get it. You know where you are. Opal, that's your blanket fort. It's far too hot to be climbing in your blanket fort. I made her a blanket fort through the winter, and it's like all her warm, cuddly blankets, and she wants to get in it now. Silly girl. Silly girl. Well, yeah, that was the haul. I've got something coming for Opal in, well, I ordered it 2 days ago from a local warehouse, so hopefully not too long. It's an automatic drinking fountain. I have to try and get her drinking out of the tub. She is a strange little girl. She will only drink from a red bowl in the bathtub. If it's a blue bowl, she won't drink. She'll go until she's actually like desperate, and that's you don't want that. So yeah, it has to be a red bowl, and it has to be in the tub. And that all started about 1.5 years ago when the plumbing in the building went all haywire, and none of us could flush our toilets for about 6 months. We had to use a bucket of water and pour it into the bowl, and that's how we flushed the toilet. They did get it fixed. Didn't seem to be good time to me, but they said it was in very good time. It was a huge, massive undertaking to fix all of the plumbing. But in any case, I always had a bucket full of water in the sink, in the tub, ready to go. And that's when she decided that she liked to drink out of something red in the tub. But I ordered this automatic drinking fountain. It's USB charged, because I'm always a little bit concerned about water and electricity. I don't like it plugged in, but this, you charge it up, and I don't know how long it'll work for, but we'll see. It was expensive, but, well, two things. She loves it, then it's worth every penny. She hates it, and I sell it for 20 bucks. But yeah, so we'll see how that works out. And hopefully it gets here soon. I'll show you it working and unboxing and all that fun stuff. And then I've got like 2 more regular Temu orders coming in a couple of weeks. So there, I just got a notification that my kid Nick is messaging me. So lucky break for you guys. I will see you again soon when something comes to share. Alrighty? Have a great. See you soon. Bye.